So for this section of the project, I just want to reflect on how my overall project has gone and what I think how the outcome of it was and the development process. So the development process for for this project was a nightmare, to say the least. Seeing that the project was not compatible with Windows and Mac. From Mac to Windows was there's a huge blockage within the speed of this project can be built and made. It was a huge problem that I faced. So to battle this, I decided I'm just gonna work on the project in college because that's the best outcome that I could think of the process, um, which is all good, but it just slowed down the production because I've tried multiple times getting this project to work at home, and when I tried to, it would completely corrupt all the code that I've written, and then resulting when I went back to Mac, the whole project would just crash, and it would just not work. So I had to rebuild the scenes and the projects all over again, which wasn't a fun process. But it in the end, I managed to get a little testing area up together, which you'll be seeing on screen now, where the whole game is functional. I managed to build up all the mechanics within the game in a little test area, and now I've actually built a little level experimenting how the game will flow, play, and and overall is made me quite pleased with the outcome so far. I wish that I was able to manage my time more effectively during this project and actually, get the find a fix for the Mac and Windows cross-platform issue. But due to that limitation, it was just more focused on the Mac side of things instead of like facing a challenge and then delaying the project even more. I just decided to concede to stay in it with Mac, and then continue the development process as it kept going on. When it came to actually getting people to play my game, I had two peers assist me, and I've actually managed to outsource some people on Discords to get feedback on my game, and they generally enjoy it. Like they enjoy the game. They find the controls a little bit frustrating, and the game doesn't currently teach you. But as obviously there's are helpful feedbacks, I know I got to include those things. But as this game is just a prototype of the test of the mechanics, I knew that those features would need to be implemented. But those are two key features I'm definitely gonna have to focus on: is teaching the player how to play the game, um, and just how to use the mechanics in the game most effectively. And also, the one thing that I wished that I was able to implement during this project was the problem statement, how the world is being polluted by this dark force or dark energy. It was never able to be made into the final product due to I was mainly focused during this project of just focusing on the core mechanics of the player. So I was focused on if the player feels good, the game feels good. That's my philosophy. If you have tight, good feeling controls, if the player is able to move left and right and dictate where they're moving, they feel like they have a sense of control. That to me is a good foundation, and that's what I focused on. I felt the message is more of a visual aesthetic when it comes to the game, rather than the game now where it's just where it's actually function. So at the minute I focused on function over looks. I did add a cute little fox, that took less than a couple minutes um, to make, just with a sprite editor online. Um, but the one thing that I did want to implement, which was another blockage, was animations. Now, when I added animations into Unity on the Mac OS within college, I had an issue where where the project would actually stutter and freeze. This happened twice, and it was also me rebuilding the project. This was another process that I had to deal with, and another blockage. But thankfully, I managed to overcome this quite easily, And instead of focusing on the animation side of thing and implementing animations and the visual aspect, I'm more just focused on the technical aspect of the game and getting that working. So yeah, so I'm happy how this project has turned out. Though I will say that the first iteration of the project, where it has changed significantly from where I started. So I started off the project with a 2.5D game. I even bought some assets. I invested into this idea, but when it came to the technical side of it, and I noticed that my time was limited on this final project, I did not follow through with this idea of 2.5D, so I went back to an older project, which is the block with the top hat, and I used that as a base and converted that game into the game we see now. As I really liked the mechanics, I thought it was good. It was left in a broken state, but I managed to repair it all and get up to a nice polished level in prototype standards, where it's actually functionable again and was able to be playable. And it made me happy going back and open my eyes up to not discarding previous projects, because I thought it was just done with that after when I tested it. But when I came back to it, I actually fell in love with this project and with this idea. And the 2.5D game, even though it was a nice idea aesthetically, I think the 2D game really helps. It's really more to my level currently as experience in Unity, that could really help me develop on my final project and see what the result of the project is now, which I'm pretty pleased with. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with this project. Yeah, thank you.